Hi, my name is Ibrahim Hamarani, and I'm here to show you my presentation about the Deputy Stage Manager. So who is the Deputy Stage Manager and what do they do? A Deputy Stage Manager, or more commonly known as a DSM, is one of the most responsible jobs in the whole theatrical world. They are the all-knowing ones throughout the whole production process period. They will have the ins and the outs of all the departments, of every department. For example, they will know the blocking of each scene of the show. During the production process, the DSM will have to create a prompt book or a book. The DSM book will consist of many things, including the contact information of the crew and the cast, as well as several designs from the lighting crew, and a mic plot and a costume plot. Furthermore, the DSM will have to gather the script from the show and write it, all the sound and lighting cues. During the show, the DSM will have to cue the lighting, the sound, and the stage departments. Throughout the show, the DSM will have to communicate immediately to the other departments if there's an outstanding issue. So for example, if one of the costumes is broken, he or she will have to communicate to the stage crew, and they can communicate to one of the quick changers or one of the costume people that are down below or side of stage. So skills that are required for a good DSM: calm under pressure. DSMing is a very stressful job. There's a lot of hard work that goes into it, and you have to deal with so many people, as well as queuing the whole show. It's quite, especially if it's a show that's got so many cues. Communications throughout the whole show, using proper cans talk to different people, telling them when to stand by, when to go, being able to handle multitasking, which is a tough job. Like queuing multiple people at the same time, or queuing a big show with multiple cues that are doing it at the same time, like Phantom of the Opera. Leadership, telling other departments what the director wants, and just telling how it should work. And then just basically common sense, just telling people again what the director really wants, and saying to the director, oh, that can't happen, but how about this? Again, problem solving is a big thing here. Departments that work with the DSM. So a costume works with the DSM in many different ways. So for example, the costume will have to relay their ideas, or if they have any questions to ask the director, they would have to ask the DSM, or they would have to make a list to the DSM and then the DSM will take that list to the director. And then front of house, the DSM might want to know several issues that are going to happen with the front of house. Maybe actors are going to come on stage through the front of house area, so that's sort of a key thing to want to know. Sound is very important. If there's tracks that the sound needs, then he or she, or if there's any sound or track inquiries, then the sound person will have to ask the DSM, and they will have to ask the director. Lighting, the same thing with costume. If there's any sound, if there's any inquiries about lighting, again they will have to ask the DSM, and then he or she will have to ask the director. The stage team will which includes the stage manager and the ASM. The props list would be a big issue. So the DSM during rehearsals might want to jot down all the props that the director might want and then give it to the ASM, as well as the ASM might give the props that they've already made to the DSM so that the DSM can take it to rehearsal. The stage manager, the SM, will have to create a risk assessment and give it to the DSM, as well as every department, and then the DSM will give it to the production manager. This is a job advert. You can see that there's a lot of things that they require from a person who's applying from a deputy stage manager. The key skill things that I generally saw was really an organized, flexible, approach. Also, the whole production rehearsal and general ideas like health and safety is very key that they want, as well as a general knowledge of and previous experience of what is happening. And then this is how the book is what the DSM is for, really. So depending if it's a musical or an opera or a play, you will need to gather or print an entire script or the lyrics to the songs, and then the printing, after printing, you will have to correctly place the script lyrics into a bindery folder. And then you will have to place it into a running order, exactly the same as the running order. Step 2 would be during the production process. You will obtain several important papers, like I said before: lighting, sound, set plan, quick change list, costume, sound, plot, all that. You will also have to write the cues, as you can see in the picture, behind several of the pages of the script or whatever, and usually they're separated by sound and maybe even AV. And then you will have your LX1, and it's sort of like drafted towards where it's at in the script, which is very helpful when you want to cue stuff really fast. A quick note is make sure it's divided. As well, make sure the whole the whole book is divided into sections, like for Act 1, Act 2, designer sections, so where all the lighting designs, costume designs, or whatever, or the set designs, and the production schedule. Thank you for listening to my presentation.